Well, frustration there for Nico Rosberg, wishing the team had let him nick past Michael Schumacher. There's a huge scrum that you can't see just in front of me. Behind me, there's nobody, but alongside me is Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian, it's always very busy after a Grand Prix. Sorry to disturb your conversation you were having there. Let's get your reaction from today's race. You smell of champagne once again, but that seems to be the norm for you this season.
It's not the normal, obviously. Today was very... Doesn't work?
I think it maybe is. Try it now.
1, 2.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it's not the normal, obviously, you know, it's always a long, long way, and yeah, today, well done. Thank you. Today was a long way, obviously, you know, we had to be very aggressive in the beginning to get ahead of Fernando, who, I don't know where he came from at the start, to jump him, and then we got all our good tires out of the way, so we had a long time, you know, to fill with the hard tires. And Lewis, you know, he was pushing very hard from behind. Arguably, they were a bit quicker than us. So, you know, I always had to find enough time in the places I could, in the high-speed corners, to make sure that I had enough of a gap going on the straights. Obviously, he was always close enough to then stall the wing and didn't, you know, make our life easy. But then when you see the checkered flag and you see it in the mirror, the car is still behind, and, you know, it's a big relief and feels great.
I saw your father after the race, and he was holding his heart, obviously the nerves of the last few laps. Can you just explain the emotion that you have? And, you know, is that the most stressful moment for a race driver, being hunted down with a few laps to go, especially when you know he was able to pass you in China in a similar situation?
Yeah, I mean, China was a bit different, though, because obviously he had a set that had much fewer laps on it. So, you know, in China it was pretty much clear that there's no real point holding him up, because then I will, you know, probably not finish second, finish even worse. But, you know, to be honest, 10 laps to go and you see him closing in, it's not nice. And you know that, you know, I knew that they had a bit of an advantage at the straights. Then he's always close enough to use his rear wing, which doesn't help. Plus, imagine you get the radio call to not use KERS, to not use the boost, which here largely rely on onto the main straight. So was not what I was was not what I was hoping for. But yeah, you know, then. At some stages I thought, you know, it will be difficult to defend. Other stages towards the end I thought, okay, I will do it. So you never really know what to expect, because in the end, you know, you're driving a bit into the unknown with these tires. You really always hope in that situation, you know, I have to push because I want to stay ahead. But you don't really know if you reach that cliff and the tires really go off. I was hoping, you know, for him, for his tires to start to see the bigger degradation, because he's following dirty air and so on. But yeah, you know, in the end, I think both of us were sliding like crazy and just finding our way on the limit of the tires. So as I said, you know, it was extremely tough, but very enjoyable and good fun.
Was this your best victory of the season so far?
Well, it was a different one. Let's say, you know, obviously comparing that to Turkey, Turkey was pretty much in control, and you know, your heart rate, I think, is quite a bit less at the end of the race than it was today. But, you know, as I said, you enjoy those moments when you see the checkered flag. Just everything is, you know, going off, and is great. So it was a very, very good day today.
Sebastian, I'm confused. I'm confused because I don't understand where the dominance in qualifying has evaporated to in the race. Can you tell us?
I don't know.
Oh, you must know.
Yeah, we have some ideas, but you know, obviously yesterday I was warning people because they were saying, oh, okay, today will be a boring race and it will only be between the Red Bulls for the victory. I think, you know, turn one, all these people, you know, got very small and silent and disappeared. So it was very close today. And as I said, arguably, you know, 30 laps to go. Halfway through the race, the McLaren starts to pick up pace, which we couldn't really answer. And yeah, we stayed ahead. We always, you know, the target was always with pit stops to be aggressive, to maintain track position, because I knew and we knew that once we get behind, it will be very difficult. We've seen it in the first, and even though we could have gone quicker than Fernando, I think quite a bit, you know, I couldn't get past him. They were too quick on the straights, and you know, we can't go over them in the corners. So, but to answer your question, I don't know.
I bet you wish you had the answer to that. You had the answer on the track today, particularly after your first pit stop. We all feared for you because you came out into quite a bit of traffic there. Were you surprised to come out and suddenly have a gearbox right in front of you?
Yeah, I saw, you know, obviously at pit exit, many cars ahead, and then cars side by side, and you know, there was no chance to stay ahead of Jensen. And obviously, I know at that stage we are aggressive, so we come in onto a fresh set, and I have to use it right away. If you're in traffic, it doesn't really line up with gaining lap time. So I knew I had to get past immediately. I got past Jensen just into turn 5, and the same thing with Felipe. That was important. But arguably, if I would have been in free air, we would have jumped Fernando already then. Like that, we did not. And then the second stop, we tried again to be aggressive and made it stick. So yeah, obviously I looked at there's a big tower at the main straight, and I see 48 laps to go, and I've done already 2 stops. I can work that one out myself. I know that it means a lot of laps in the end of the race on the same set of tires.
Okay, well, you've got a debrief to go to, so we'll let you do just that. Sadly, there's no time to celebrate because we'll be in Monaco in 7 days' time. But maybe you could celebrate there with another win.
I hope so.
I bet.
In a week's time, same point. But yeah, a lot of work, and surely for the guys, on the one hand we'll want to enjoy, but on the other hand we have to get ready for Monaco, pack up and get all the stuff there. So yeah, today was great, but we move forwards quickly because Thursday we are running in Monaco. So.
Okay, well, great drive, great crazy frog impression.
Yeah.
See you in Monaco.
Thank you.
Right. Thanks very much, Sebastian, and we'll take the mic away from you and let you go and do what you need to do. Or, of course, we could leave the microphone with Sebastian and hear what has to be said in the debrief as well.